What's good? It's your boy Cartino Jamal, and I'm giving away $90 in Spanish books. I'm gonna give away another. I'm gonna get this The Martian in Spanish. I can't remember what it's called in Spanish, but you know, it felt really good to give those books away. The one guy, the one lady, she looked pleasantly surprised that I gave her the book. The other guy, I felt like he was witnessing history when I handed him that book, and that felt good. Like, it feels good to give stuff away, especially when you're not obligated to do so. And probably should give more ties to the church, but I'm into science. I'll stop with the sarcasm university. It's a real university, by the way, and it is it's a real university. So, anyways, I wanted to talk about the history of YouTube as I used to browse on YouTube before anyone had a million subscribers on YouTube. I used to watch Fluffy Talks. He was hilarious. He would sit in front of a recliner and he would. I saw he would do it. So he would wear a beanie and he would be like, "So, in today's video." It was literally the most hilarious thing on the planet. He was a very hilarious person, and you know, he looks different today, but we all grew in age. I don't have as many gray hairs as he does in his beard, but he was older than me at that when I was watching him. So I imagine he's much older than me now. But there is actually quite a few gray hairs in my beard, and I'm only 27 years old. And uh, so I used to watch science videos on YouTube. I watched Thunderfoot with two zeros in the foot, and then I watched The Amazing Atheist, Pat Condell, The Onion. That was when fake news was first getting started. They kind of gave rise to fake news, and then there was Boxy Babe. She kind of blew up overnight and like disappeared. And then it wasn't really a lot of established channels. There was it's not funny what I'm laughing about. Anyways, so there was like it was like trends. There was trends back in the day, and this is before YouTube was. You could say anything you wanted on YouTube, and there like comment wars where you could like wage war on people. They would like make pictures out of the letters in the comments and like pass this forward. So you there was like a tank, and so I like Thunderfoot. Thunderfoot was a good YouTube channel. He was very professional. He kept it to science. He was an atheist, I believe, or agnostic. I can't remember. And the only video I remember of his is he had a telescope and he went to one of the poles and he pointed it into the air and took a time lapse photo as the Earth spun around for a whole day. And it literally made a bunch of circles with the stars' paths glowing in the night sky. And he was very well spoken. And one day he said, "I want to give my channel away because I don't want to run it anymore." And it kind of felt like he was talking to me, like he knew I was watching and he wanted me to take over his channel. Because it's kind of like in church, man. Like everyone has their way with words and how they can kind of see potential in somebody and try to. Sometimes they use tough love. Sometimes they use reverse psychology. Drill sergeants. They're like they're both those combined. And so I messaged him and I was like, I'll take over your channel, but I had no camera. I had a horrible speech impediment. I don't stutter so much now. I am on meds, and they I think they slow my brain down a little bit. And but he I liked his channel a lot. Then there was one, I can't remember the name of it because today he don't even do science videos no more. His name was, I think, WBT, like the letter W, beat, like BEATY. It was all one word. But when he was first making videos, it was science videos. He had like a $15,000 thermal camera. He would go to parks and watch people farting. And then he took two copper rods, attached them to motors and you know how they have the claw shit you spin at you bring the towels through at the washing machine at the car washes. He put a ball magnet on top of that and rotated them in all opposing directions at 50,000 RPM, and the magnet would levitate. Well, now I'm learning there's something called polarity-free magnetic locking, or magnetic propulsion. Sorry, polarity-free magnetic propulsion, and you can literally get a magnet to levitate over a copper plate without having a magnet under it, because it creates eddy currents in the copper that repel the magnet. And that's normally attached. The magnet's attached to a Dremel. The magnet's attached to a magnet on a Dremel, and as you spin the one magnet on the Dremel, it spins the one that's attached to the copper plate, and you slowly pull up, and it will pull the magnet downwards towards the copper plate, but balance it just right where it's spinning in midair. And I used to read about building UFOs a lot. Naturally, I wanted to be a pilot. You know, I made a lot of money growing up. I wasn't really, I wasn't a gangster. I never claimed to be a gangster. I love singing. I sung romance songs to in school, and now I'm at the total opposite of that. I would sing love songs. I got paid money to sing love songs at school. I would mow yards. I was a pretty responsible kid, except for what was I not responsible in? Oh yeah, nothing. So anyways, I was responsible in everything. I made some bad grades after elementary school, but that's only because I had hands-on classes, and I studied online and learned a lot that was like way ahead of what was being taught in school. Some of the stuff that I was learning online wasn't even in the textbooks at school, but anyways, I'm no genius, but the books I studied at the library. Like I made more money when I was 15 than I did as an adult, pretty much. I just stopped mowing yards and started working jobs, mowing yards, and worked 5 times the hours and made about the same amount of money. Like, literally, I could work 2 hours a day when I was 15 and make $50 or $60. But so the other channel I watched was The Onion, Machinima. I love Machinima. Now I don't think Machinima exists today as it used to. They would do like Halo videos. They would make cartoons out of games. This is like during like Xbox One or Xbox Two, like whenever Xbox first came out, and I love those Machinima videos. Those are pretty funny. And then The Amazing Atheist, he was a vlogger. He created he was like a he studied logical fallacies, rhetoric, psychology, I believe, and the scientific method. And his videos, I don't know why I watched him. If you know how someone makes you angry and you watch him anyways, and you just get drawn into it. I feel like I'm doing that now to everybody, and like that's the thing I hated about him. I didn't hate him, I don't hate nobody, but it's pretty hard to make me, get me to go over the edge nowadays. But he always seemed angry, but he had a big vocabulary. I have to admit that about him. He had a very big vocabulary. He liked, I guess, reading poetry, and he talked about things that most people, wouldn't talk about in a public setting. He's like dulcet porn. I have my fantasy is that women want to eat me. you know, hey, but if that's what he's into, hey, what can I say? Like, we all have our, you know, our, we all have our, crushes. I never did alcohol or drugs, really. I hit a blunt once or twice, maybe 5 times. And I drank a few bottles of vodka, like, you know, bigger than a foot long, taller than a foot tall. And yeah, I got blackout drunk. But, it never became a problem. He had a big vocabulary. And I got drawn into his videos. And seemed like the more I this is back when they had suggested videos on the front page that you couldn't, like, it didn't have JavaScript, so you could. This is like before smartphones. Like when you had the dumb phones that had like the LCD screens. And hey, you would have to, like, it only had 10 videos on the front page, and you could, like, click the button and go to the next page. This is like right after dial-up internet, like, you got mail. So then there's the Onion. The Onion, the Onion was like, I'll give you a story today what I saw. Uh, I think it was some lady left the country to feel safe after backlash from a Budweiser comic. She fled to the U.S. That video seems so. The article seems so made up. That's what the Onion was like every day. And then there was College Humor later on. College Humor was pretty good. And then people started getting more and more subscribers. Fred was the first person to 1 million subscribers. And, he I gotta admit, when I watched his videos, like, he was pretty hilarious. Smosh, it had some good content. This is back when when cameras weren't that good. Before, like, you had, like, the cameras were, like, 8 megapixel. Like, my first camera that I got was 10 megapixels after my brother committed suicide. My mom took me to the store and bought me a camera. And I like have no emotions except for laughing and sadness and anger. And they're like, you can't even tell which one is actually my genuine emotion, because, like, I could be laughing and feel sad, or I could be angry and be laughing, or I could be angry and looking sad. And, like, so, like, what's he really feeling inside? Nobody knows. And then, so there's a video. I want to get to this video. This is the this is the most hilarious thing ever. There's a channel called Lifehacker, I think it was. They would teach you how to make stuff from, like, random science stuff, right? That seemed most people didn't believe it was possible. They would teach you how to charge your phone with a bunch of lemons. You would, like, take nails and stick them into the lemons. It worked. You could stick it in potatoes, and then it would work. And you could take pennies and, like, stack them together. This is the video that I want to talk about. It's called High Def Speaker, made from a penny, copper, aluminum foil, and a styrofoam bowl. Like, everyone's tested it out, right? And they're like, all right, I got it to work. And then, like, they'd be like, boom, boom, boom. They'd be showing the speaker shaking. No one could get this. No one could get it to work. So literally, like, people wanted to believe that this thing works so bad. Like, everyone was trying it, right? There was, like, tons of videos. Like, it was like a viral sensation. And the video that cracked me up the most was this kid. He's like, all right, y'all, So I saw the life hacker video. I wanted to make the high def speaker with a penny, aluminum foil, and a styrofoam bowl. And he goes, all right. So he starts putting it together, right? And he's like, all right, man. All right. So I got it all together, and we're gonna test it out now. And he goes, clearly, it doesn't work. And he goes, so I think what I did wrong is after watching this video is I didn't do this right. So I'm gonna recalculate my hypothesis of how how this thing might work, and try this. And he goes, it didn't work again. It still didn't work. And so he puts it like he puts the speaker like he has his camera like on his desktop where on his tabletop where his desktop computer is, and you can see over his shoulder right to the speaker behind him on his like a desk like that's in his room. And so the speaker man, like, he turns and starts typing on his computer. He's like right, and he hears something move, right, and he looks behind him, and the speaker's moved a little bit. And he looks behind himself, and he's like, he looks at it, and he's like, like there's like a eerie sound like music. He turns back to his computer, starts typing, right, and then he's just typing away, and then he hears something again, he hears another movement, and he looks back at it again, and it's moved a little more, and the music gets just a little bit more eerie, right? I'm just trying to tell y'all what YouTube is like whenever I watch, because I wanted to make content, and I never had the editing skills or anything, and I never felt comfortable trying to do it. And a lot of people we used to get a lot of hate back then, because that's before there was censorship on YouTube, and I probably forgot all about that and might have uploaded a few videos that were very controversial on here. Sorry, YouTube. But anyways, so he turns back to his laptop, his computer, and he's typing away. And all of a sudden, the music gets really suspenseful, and he turns around, and the speaker like flies at him. And like, you know how you see the cat videos where the cat's trying to jump from one rooftop to another house, like next to it, and it never makes it. Well, the speaker flies at him, like he like catches it, right, and he's struggling with it, like. He's like, it's like the most cheesy thing ever, but I was rolling. It's like, you had seen everyone else do their joke videos over this high def speaker. That's made from a penny, aluminum foil, and a styrofoam bowl. And I'm gonna try it myself, actually, because I think it works. I'm not gonna say how, but I have a few theories. I don't know how I don't know if it'd be high def, but I think I know enough about science to make it work now. And I think it actually worked, but it was like they give you a few pieces of the puzzle, you had to figure out the rest yourself. So nobody was able to get it to work, or some people claim they got it to work, and then everyone was like, "No, it don't work." Because people are horrible online, bro. uh, yeah, I'm going bald. I got cancer. Yeah, I'm leaving my $20 million inheritance to my elementary school, and so be expecting a new gymnasium and a helicopter to fly over to school. Probably need a helicopter at a elementary school, but you can always use a new gymnasium or a new auditorium, at a school, right? So I figure once I get my inheritance, that's I gotta do something good with it. And I wanted to build a park, but that kind of fell through. I was gonna buy the rest of half the land on the street where I own land at, but the guy said already sold the land, and I guess he didn't want to sell it after coronavirus went into effect. And uh, so, anyways, the speaker in the video, what he does is he's like fighting with it. I'm kind of being serious now. You know, death is very sobering, and he like it's like fast. I think I found Facebook. I said that he his dad came in and saved it from the speaker, but actually it fast forwarded, right. And he's like, he had a son now after it was like when he was grown, and he goes, he's tucking his new son in after he has a kid, and he's like, son, he's telling his son a story of how he defeated the speaker. uh, it's funny to look back on life because life just gets better and better as you get older. Like I don't know how I have so much money. Like I just get more and more stuff, and then like all of a sudden, you know uh like and then I buy stuff and sometimes don't even open it, and then like I sell it for like less than half the price, and I have more stuff after that. But it's just a small time hustle till I get my inheritance. And I wanted, when I was young, I read at the library. I said I was very very self-educated. By Philip Brown Thusters. Anybody? Uh, and I don't have a editing software. I'm not about to buy editing software on my computer. It's already acting stupid. And I'm pretty sure these glasses are made out of like regular glass, and they just have window tint on them. Like literally, like that's actually really good. That's actually a good way to make some sunglasses. And so, anything else I want to say about YouTube back in my day? Uh, there's a lot of it was wild, man. It was a wild web, like really. And it's just getting worse. But uh, wild web. And then we had like there's so much stuff you can figure out online nowadays. Like Powerpuff Girls. Let's talk about cartoons I watched. I watched Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Laboratory. He was the guy who created that was a Freemason, and you can supposedly just actually study science at the Masonic Lodge. And you know, I love science, so I think I want to join the Spanish Freemasons, and but I don't know where the lodge would be in America. You know, anything else I want to say about YouTube back when I was growing up? What was there? Boxy Bay. There's a lot of funny videos. Charlie bit my finger, and that really hurt. Uh, that was all right. But now we have computers are getting way more advanced. Technology is so much more advanced than we think it is, y'all. Like, people don't study history enough. Like, you just gotta be positive, man. Like, it's so easy to get scholarships nowadays. Like, I went to the University of Sarcasm and majored in weapons engineering. Like, literally, you can make water so dangerous that you could sink the Titanic with water. I'm not talking about filling it up with buckets. Like, you can literally blow a hole in the side of the Titanic and sink it with water. So the University of Sarcasm, where I majored in weapons engineering. It's very real. You just gotta be positive. Like don't even let stuff get you down. Like, that's why when I showed y'all that video, when I lit the water on fire, that video where I said magician lights water on fire, did I look angry? No. I'm like, I learned something that's like beyond magic. And I learned it at the University of Sarcasm when I majored in weapons engineering. And I held that bottle up, and what'd I do? I smiled and I said, how cool is that? Fire from water. It's like alchemy: water, fire, earth, air. Like, literally, you have everything. You had rocks, earth, you had water, you had air coming up from the rocks that they put in the water. And when you lit that on fire, you had fire. You had everything. The most pure form of alchemy, the most ancient form of knowledge, right there in front of you. And I showed you that. Like, I wish I had, took school more seriously growing up, but I took it seriously. It's just I didn't like what they were teaching in school, so I just, just learned on my own. But you can literally you can make rubber out of sugar, water, and yeast. Like, water is like the most valuable substance on earth. People just don't realize that, or they do, and because literally people are like, I don't want to put no ethanol gasoline in my car. Ethanol goes and it turns when you dehydrate it, it forms ethylene, which goes into making rubber. I think I might be remembering that wrong. It goes into making vinyl, plastic, and so literally sugar, yeast, water. You get plastic, rubber that goes into car tires. But it's to me, knowledge is the most. I use the phrase "work smarter than harder" a lot. People think I'm trying to be smart, like I'm trying to be a smart ass. Tech Nine in the song, he goes, but I always understood how the world works. And I always knew that the girls twerk for a ball, not a 9 to 5, but they making it with disgust behind your eyes. And he's like, what does he say? So fuck your J-O-B or something. I don't think I can say that on YouTube anymore. My bad. I'll miss it. Then they won't restrict my video. But anyways, if you just study, you can literally do so much and have so much money. There's the oceans, bro. There's plenty of water there. You don't even need the fucking fish, bro. You just need the water. And then, I was reading naturally, and I'm like, the song that goes, "Oops, there goes another rubber tree." Supposedly, rubber is made from rubber tree. But naturally, I have this psychic ability, and I read an article, and I'm pretty sure that car tires go into making, or water, yeast, and sugar goes into making car tires. And the same thing that makes up ethanol, it goes in gasoline. Gasoline is made from water. So literally, people are like, I don't want to put no ethanol. I don't want no ethanol in my gasoline. It's gonna mess up my engine. Like, it all comes from water. It's like literally a different process. One comes from sugar, one comes from rocks. Like, I'm not a crackhead. I don't have no drug issues. You see my teeth? You see how white they are? I do not do drugs. I'm not trying to down nobody to get drugs because I literally I want to bring out the most confidence in everybody, but like I've been given the most severe form of tough love there is, and unless if you're like a senior citizen and like like I have a sense of humor, I can be mean, uh, but I'm a very merciful person, you know, and but I'm gonna give some more books away. I'm trying to get I got a bunch of books for like $5 each or so. Probably about, I want to start off with about 400, it'd be about $2,000, but I don't have that much money right now. Because, when I was in school in Washington, D.C., majoring in weapons engineering at the Sarcasm University, someone pushed my buttons and I got arrested. And I did a year in prison. I did 11 months in prison. They said everyone was there rapists and murderers. So, I'm like, well, uh, fuck, bro. Like, I just forgot I was saying it. See, losing my hair on the top of my head. It's my $20 million inheritance. Part of it, I'm gonna go to. I think I'm gonna give 7 million to the Star program. I went to ACE growing up, an ACE event school. I give 7 million to them when I get it, and then because they have kids from each school going there, and then I gotta remember the Soldier Creek Elementary, and that's where it all began. That's where I learned to stand tall and show my pride. And with the guidance of caring teachers, that song is it's sad to listen to children singing, bro. Like I'm trying to hear all that. Like I don't like feeling those emotions. It's a hard knock life.